Hey everybody, Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Stephen Means. We were just at Ohio State's first preseason practice of the 2021 season. Saw about six, what do you want to call them? Six
Periods?
periods of practice. It's
It's
early,
okay.
guys.
Listen, it's
It's
early
early in the
practice.
season. It's early in the day. I was watching offense. He was watching defense, just trying to get a gauge on what's going on out there. The day got started with a Lathan Ransom punt block when they were doing some special team stuff, and then they kind of split off into the team, the various team activities, the various position activities. Stephen, what did you see from the defense that kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, first with the punt block, it looked a little similar to what they drew up in 2018 in the Michigan game for Chris Olave, which to the point of Ryan Day wanting to be aggressive, we should expect to see stuff like that this season now that things are a little bit more normal. I don't know if you see it against Minnesota or Oregon, but as you get into some of these MAC games and into the season, expect to see stuff like that. I think we got a good look at what the starting unit is going to look like. I understand it's day one, but we've been talking about the bullet for, 3 years now, and it looks like it's now a part of the base. And Ronnie Hickman, at least with the competitive periods we saw, and then in a period where they had the front seven all together, he was the starting bullet. And then the two linebackers were Cody Simon and Taraja Mitchell, while Kayvon Pope, whenever they had a third linebacker, Kayvon Pope and Dallas Gant kind of rotated in that position. So from that standpoint, that's how we should expect to see things, is two linebackers and the bullet. We've talked about it, but this is really the first day that we saw it live. Then obviously with the corners, there's a lot of mixture of guys in there, but obviously Sevin Banks is a starter, Josh Proctor is a starter, and then we saw Cam Brown, Ja'Kalen Johnson, Ryan Watts all get into the mix outside, and then Marcus Williamson and Lathan Ransom on the inside. And then obviously Larry Johnson, you got to see his depth in full effect today, especially with everybody here. We saw JTT for the first time. He looks the part. He looks like a guy who's 6'5", 270-plus pounds, and Zach Harrison's pretty big.
We knew that already.
Yeah.
Also, Palie Neatote, who has been the transfer from USC, is listed on the roster now officially, number 21 for those of you who keep track of that thing, and he was at practice today. I'm told no change in his scholarship status or whatever is going on with that, but he is, as we were told already, still already working out with the team. As I was following the offense, it wasn't a lot of things that jumped out and shocked me. Obviously, Quinn Ewers not here yet. We knew that already. C.J. Stroud was the first guy through a lot of the quarterback cycles that they were doing. Nothing surprising about that. Mayan Williams was the first running back through a lot of those drills. Not necessarily shocking there, but something to keep an eye on. It was usually him, Teague, Master Teague, Marcus Crowley, and then Travion Henderson fourth in a lot of those rotations. But first day, I think that's going to probably bounce around a little bit as we go through. And an offensive line, nothing that shocked me. Harry Miller, who missed most of the spring, at least as far as like contact drills and things like that, was the center today for a lot of what I saw with the first string. Matthew Jones at left guard, Paris Johnson obviously at right guard, and then the tackles, as everyone knows, as you would expect, Munford and Petit Frere, and then the usual receivers that probably the most secure spot on the roster, and not one that people have to worry about. So not a lot that it shocked me on offense. I think the most important thing is just sort of for a unit like the offensive line, where you've got some guys who are going to be moving around a little bit. Harry Miller getting at center, Matthew Jones, who bounced around positionally last year. They like that versatility, but I think it's also important for that unit to kind of get set and start building towards the start of the season as what the actual starting group is. And I'm eager to see what goes on with the running backs over the course of camp, because, like I said, I think that's going to bounce around a little bit, and I think Travion Henderson is going to be a bigger part of that than what that lineup would have told you today. But I think it's also because he's a freshman. I think they're going to make him earn it. So we'll see what happens as we go forward. We're going to talk to Ryan Day here in a couple of hours, and we'll be following camp the rest of the month here on cleveland.com.